go, I release, and I know I forgive, I receive, I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. No need to push, no need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know.
Welcome to the Brahmakumaris, where a new world is opened up for you. From humble beginnings in India in 1936 to a global organization with over 8,000 centers in 110 countries and 1 million students worldwide. Through their tireless commitment, passionate heart, and determined spirit, the Brahmakumaris arrived in America in 1974 and have since grown to 35 main centers throughout America. There are also 2 residential retreat centers, Peace Village, located in upstate New York, and Anubhuti, located in Novato, California.
I want to just share a little bit about how the centers of Raj Yoga meditation began in United States. Actually, I was in Caribbean islands and I got invitation from New York that we want to start something about meditation. And it was in 1978 I came here and we rented a very small apartment in Astoria. And from there I found that a lot of people have interest. I realized that there is so much need, and from there onwards then centers started in many other states.
Our centers are safe spaces where you can explore the power of your inner world.
The classes are conducted in many homes, many cities all over across the United States. A lot of people, they learn meditation, they use it, that meditation at their workplace, in their family, and also I find that children, young adults, because they are so much into like what really is the life about.
The Brahmakumaris are dedicated to personal and global transformation through the study and spiritual practice of Raj Yoga meditation. And at the heart of our teaching is the belief that the pathway to peace and happiness is to remember our original nature as spiritual beings connected to the One Source. In 1981, the organization received recognition as an international non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations and accredited with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council. From organizing large-scale global initiatives to local community programs, the Brahmakumaris has a tradition of service in every field that fosters spiritual growth among individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and walks of life.
I hold on to this vision, the world of love, world of peace and harmony, world which is free from conflict and sorrow, where we can live as brothers, one family, children of common parents, one supreme divine power.
This is your invitation to awaken and join us in creating a world of love, peace, and kindness. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. I have to tell you, even I'm getting used to the next normal. Sometimes my heart still feels spiritual vaccine hour. But I think that's how many of us are feeling anyway. Just, there's so many changes, and there's certain things that we really enjoyed, liked, appreciated, things that we felt were really deep and sustaining for the spirit, and there were things that we knew needed change as well. And so we're all finding our ways through this particular new normal or next normal, and then there'll be another one, and then there'll be another one, and then there'll be another one. And how many times have you found yourself actually trying to reinvent yourself by choice or by force? How often have you found yourself in situations in which you've had to adjust, you've had to adapt, and sometimes having uncomfortable moments, it's a good thing. We've been researching so much, especially when we did that show when we first started on reincarnation about past lives. Anything that irks your spirit, anything that bothers your spirit, bothers your peace, there's something sitting in there that you have to sort out. And as much as sometimes I don't want to agree with that, I don't want to accept it, I continue to go deep within and go, yeah, if that's bothering me, why? It doesn't bother the guy next door, it doesn't bother that person, they're quite fine, they're so happy with that situation. But when it comes on to me, I just lose my peace, you know? So it's an opportunity. So we're at a particular point in our lives, we should not silence anyone. But this is not a time to make our critiques in terms of what you think people should say and how people should say it. And when they coin you as spiritual, that a spiritual person can't speak about certain things, what are you talking about? We're human beings, we're children of God, and everybody has passion and feeling and love and cares. And some of them have ups and downs, ins and outs. And of course, they're going to have certain belief systems. Spiritual people are just like everyone else. The difference that I have felt about it, somebody who says I'm practicing spirituality, which I will tell you I'm doing, I'm practicing spirituality, is that people who are practicing spirituality genuinely will say, I'm in touch with what my limitations are. I really am in touch with my weaknesses or, irks, and I'm working on them, and that's what it's about. I just want everyone out there to just be aware that as we look at the next normal in this new format, we want to be very honest and open, and we want to be able to openly share with everyone from our hearts. Nothing that we say or do will be of any malintent or ill intent to anyone's hearts or feelings. There are things that are happening in the world today, and maybe I'm naive. I will definitely accept that label at some point or to some extent. But a lot of times when people say this is a political thing and that's not political, I still haven't been able to understand what they mean. I just look at it and I go, but that's wrong. I don't know if it's political. I don't know if it's apolitical. I don't know if it's religious or that. But the fact that you're giving sorrow to another person is wrong. It's just wrong. I don't care if you're rich or poor, black or white, a prime minister, a president, the pope, a yogi, a BK, a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim. To take the life of anyone, whether it's through a crime or stealing, is wrong. To shoot somebody who's unarmed, it's wrong. It's wrong. And it's not political. It's just wrong. And so if we're going to move into the next normal, we need to move into the next normal with empathy, with compassion, with intelligence, with heart. Now again, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't have all this political knowledge about everything in life. But I know what looks right and what doesn't. And I'm not saying that I hit it right all the time. But when you give sorrow to anyone, it's wrong. And I know if I go in a deeper level of karma, what is wrong is right, what is right is right. There's a saying that goes like that in India, that a person who's doing something right, yes, they're right, and the person who's doing something wrong, yeah, they too are right. I get what that means at a deeper karmic level, between souls in their country, between, the soul in the universe or in consciousness. But if I give you sorrow, whether I'm settling my karmic debt with you or I'm creating a karmic debt with you, it's wrong. It's low vibrations. And it is nothing political about that. There's absolutely nothing political about that. So I'm speaking to you very openly about how we actually need to begin to refine everything that we're looking at in the world. And when we see things that are just not right, we need to do something. We need to do something. We do our spiritual vaccines. We started spiritual vaccines since the meditation museums were closed. And as we were evolving, we shifted. And we knew that we wouldn't be genuine to the continuation of the conversation if we stayed that way. And we just wanted to change because we were evolving and we wanted to invite more energies, more people, different. And some, it might resonate and it might not. That's okay. That's really okay. But there are a lot of things that are going on in our world and we don't care for it. And I don't believe that your service to humanity is based on just a tweet or a Facebook post. I think your service to humanity has to do with how many lives you are willing to work with, to help, to be there, to bring up, to raise up. And it doesn't it doesn't change if you think that you've just posted a comment and you did your service for the day. I don't believe that. Yesterday, See Good launched a new program called 3 Seconds. If you haven't had a chance to see it, I highly recommend you go to the seegood.tv and see 3 Seconds movie. It was sponsored and organized by a whole bunch of our friends, but it's all about a life of charity. And even though it's focusing on different areas in Africa and different ways of people giving charity, even in the United States of America, where millions of people go to bed at night without proper food, the fact that an individual will get up and act, they're not just going to talk about it. You see me here at nights, we're not just talking with you and being with you and saying, you know, spiritual things that have deep significance. Nothing that I've ever said is flippant or doesn't come with great meaning or purpose, except the jokes, except the comedy and the humor, except Sister Gita. But everything really has a significance. Every night the discussions are different. And in the movie of 3 Seconds, it really reminded me of just how valuable our lives have been over the years. You know, when we got relocated to Washington, D.C., it's been 23 years that we've been here. And the numbers are staggering, millions of people. But I was looking over our service video the other night, and I was remembering all the work we've done with young women between the ages of 9 to 16 and 17, and how they used to come to the meditation museum, and I would teach them how to sit, how to walk, how to have eye contact with a person. What thoughts were they holding in their minds that they felt, you know, they weren't supreme, they weren't the best of themselves, because it's a very clumsy age, remember? Remember when you were 13, 14, 15, 16? You know, it was like the clumsiest time of your life, and you felt nothing supreme other than you just wanted to be liked. You just wanted to be seen. And as I was going through this footage of these videos with these beautiful young girls with their future ahead of them, I stopped at one. There was a group of young girls who had been in a detention holding center for a while, and they were, you know, they would come out as a special part of their program to a space to learn more. There was one little girl, you know, she was such a handful. She was such a handful. But as much as I saw her just struggling to be herself, she was the leader of the pack. And everybody listened to her. And I could see how she could be if she could turn around the energy that was being fed from the abuse and the lack that she had endured from a child up until the age that she was in. But I just looked at the pictures yesterday, everyone, and I was just so like, God, I miss my kids. We would just sit on the ground together. We would play the sound bowls, you know, the sound bowls that Dr. Ivy Hilton does on Thursday nights at 7 on her Facebook. And we would talk about education, finance, how to write a check, how to do a banking thing, how to talk to a boy, how to make sure you preserve yourself from boys until you reach a certain age. It was just such special times, and even if I were to do something like that virtually online, I don't think it would have the same energy. Like when I'm with them and I'm walking with them and I'm telling them, hold your back up straight. Don't be walking and slouching. And the cutest thing is when I would teach them to walk to a chair and sit, and how they would either drop in the chair, slouch, hit their head. I go, hold it up. Let's do it. You're a queen. Your prince is waiting for you. Those were things that I would see, that how through spiritual knowledge and through the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, how it would change an average selfed person, right? And make them into a supreme self, because they were coming from the deepest part of their souls. And whenever you come from the deepest part of your soul, you will always speak truth. That deep part of the soul has only truth in it. It has truth, it has love, it has peace, it has power, it has wisdom, it has light. It's magnificent. I have a meditation for you that I wanted to play. I thought it was really, really sweet for tonight. And it's all about going inside of the soul. Because when you go inside of the soul, you begin to experience your essence, your fragrance, the beauty that you are. Then it becomes absolutely impossible for you to give anyone sorrow, because you're not in that place. The reason why the world is in the condition that it's in, no one is soul conscious anymore. Everyone's body conscious. My blackness, my whiteness, my Chineseness, my Indianness, my richness, my poorness, my cultureness, my nationalityness, my languageness. Everyone's got a problem because we're not the same. But when we practice soul consciousness, we find our common ground. And we will always, always find our common ground. So let's take a deep breath. Deeper than that. Breathe out. There was a guy I'd interviewed on American Meditating Radio. I wish I could remember his name. He was a convict, and when he was in prison, he had taught prisoners how to do yoga, and when he came out, he continued to teach people yoga, and he did a breathing exercise where he would invite you to do 2 breaths in one. It was like this. And you would blow out. And you blow out. And I tell you, whenever you do it, something magnificent happened inside of your body. Like your cells felt happy, your brain felt happy, your whole being felt happy. So let's go into the soul and feel free to do your before you go into the deep experience. And I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Take a moment now to step away from the world. Step away from memories, to-do lists, even your history, and enter a space of sacred silence. Close your eyes now. And just feel that silence permeate your being. You are not this body of flesh and bone and vessels, but this silent, sacred energy that is the soul. Allow yourself to sink deeper as you enter a deep, deep stillness that massages your being. And now gently open your eyes halfway and notice how you are still in this sacred space, but it's as if you're looking out the windows of the eye, looking out from deep inside the body. You can see your cheeks, your legs, the body that surrounds you. You can see this scene in front of you as you peer from this deep space of silence and observe the physical world. It's as if you are in the world of matter, watching it, but from a deep sanctuary of silence inside. And from this space of the soul, as you see, there's no need to label or think about what you see. No need to figure out what you are seeing. You just observe. You notice the beauty in front of you. but you stay rooted to that deep silence beyond the sound of even a thought. No need to have a commentary. It's as if you are in the world of matter and form and color and sights and sounds, but untouched by it. You are deep inside in the sanctuary of silence. Now imagine that you let go of the world of matter. You rise above the world of sights and sounds. You rise above gravity. And you feel yourself as the soul without a body. Silent. Weightless. Full of vitality and energy. You see and feel yourself as just pure light. Completely free and high above the world. Expansive, full of energy. This is the real you, the soul that exists beyond the costume of the body, beyond the world of matter. Savor this feeling of weightlessness and silence. And then, having tasted the experience of just being pure light beyond the world, re-enter it with a new perspective. Re-enter it refreshed, silenced, renewed. And come back to that same space, and though you see the world around you, the sights and sounds around you, notice how you feel absorbed in the silence of your being. In the world of matter, but not made of it. In the world of matter, but untouched by it. Take a walk back now, back to your daily life, back to the roles you play on a daily basis, and know that by entering this silence regularly, you renew your spirit.
Coming back into that stillness and silence helps us to kind of bring that energy of supremeness. And I don't mean like a supreme energy that is saying I'm supreme and you're less than. Let me explain. When you are your supreme self, when someone is non-supreme, let's say that they are very critical or they're very angry with you, or they're very jealous of you. Or maybe you are witnessing them lying about something in front of you and you know it. We always have a choice to respond to people in that energy space at a lower vibration, and it's valid. It's valid. It's like they're throwing a low energy to you. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're insulting you. And the natural thing is to throw back the energy that they're giving you. Like, well, who are you to tell me that? Or, hit them or punch them or whatever. But when you're supreme and you're coming from your supreme self, and you recognize that every decision that you make carries a consequence, then you think before you act. And then you realize that if someone is screaming at you or insulting you or criticizing you, or if someone's jealous of you, they're in a lot of pain. And as a result of them being in a lot of pain, the question emerges, do I want to add more pain to these people? Do I want to give more pain to him or her as well? And I ask you to think about that when you find yourself maybe about to have an argument with your spouse tonight or tomorrow or next week, that they might have had just a really hard day. And I know sometimes it feels like you're the one who's always practicing the supreme self. And you say to yourself, well, why can't they be, supreme sometimes? Why do I have to always be the one who is supreme? I had a great, great interview on America Meditating Radio with Dr. W. Keith Campbell. And he wrote a book on the signs of narcissism. And it was a 30-year research that Dr. Campbell has been doing. It should be released on America Meditating Radio within this week. And he talked about how people with narcissistic behavior, why some people gravitate around them, is because with their narcissism, they get things done. They move and they groove and things happen. And there's some people who just want people to get things done because they don't get things done. So in a way, they have a sort of a community. There are certain people that will resonate with narcissistic people. But it also came, what if you married one and the person is narcissistic and everything is about I, me, or mine? And I learned so much from the interview. I won't tell you everything from it, but it's a really good listen. But if you're working with a narcissistic boss, one of the things that floored me was, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to listen to the you're going to have to listen to the show because it was amazing. What he said, that if you're working with a narcissistic leader, he recommends that you do this. And I was like, what? Oh my goodness. So I hope I've tweaked your curiosity and I'm being non-supreme at the moment. But really, when you're really going to be your supreme self, you will always bring the best of you forward. You will bring your virtuosity. And one of the things I've noticed about a person who practices being a supreme person within themselves, where they bring that deep level of karma. They understand the karmic law of nature or the karmic law of the universe, or they're willing to forgive. They're really willing to surrender, become humble, and bow if they've made a mistake. Many of us won't bow or won't surrender or won't apologize even when we're wrong. And would you believe that's non-supreme? I mean, it's not being a supreme person. And you'll walk around and there's a little something sitting somewhere in your heart like, I should say sorry. But somehow the ego says no. I'll tell you a story. Once there was one of our young proteges living with me. And she did something which is out of character. And then I had to just really, correct her and tell her, I don't think that's going to work here. Once we're living in the same roof, if we're going to spend a lot of time together, I would highly recommend that we somehow find a way to respect each other along the way, And I remembered the tone that I spoke to her with, and I remembered the way that I looked at her, and I remembered going to my room. And I sat for 10 minutes, and I said that wasn't right. And I had to first reconcile with myself And when I did that, and I was able to say, Jen, you could have done that much better. That I forgave myself. So now my supreme me was emerging because of my honesty with the self. And so when I went to her and I apologized to her, I was very, very okay with however she would respond to my apology. It wasn't really about me at that time or about just her. It was about the moment. It was about the moment in the universe where both people were learning a very powerful lesson. I was learning the lesson of honesty and humility, and I can't say what her lesson was, but maybe she was learning a lesson of great leadership. I don't know, I'm just speculating. But there's something that even when you're not in your supreme mode, which is your highest way of expressing yourself, your most dignified, honorable expression isn't coming through, or your character isn't the highest, your virtues aren't there, and you're just really basic, you're human, you're very body conscious, and what comes out of you, it's just stuff that you don't want to sustain, then forgiveness is a very big form of being supreme and being humble and knowing that maybe I don't always know the story of what people are going through, and so why should I always be so quick to kind of attack people about, what they're doing and what they're not doing? I function very much on an energetic level. It's just been my template. I can feel things more than I can necessarily articulate all the words. But once I feel it, I'm able to put a particular narrative to it. And when I see that certain things aren't working, then I just go into silence because words are not needed. If words could have fixed things, it would have fixed things 2,000 years ago, right? When scriptures came about, we shouldn't be in the state that we're in. We've had scriptures, we've had sages, we've had prophets, we've had so many incredible opportunities in which we should be much nicer people. Whether you're rich or actually poverty even shouldn't be on the land. All of the information that life has offered us and all the teachers that we've met in life, should there be one person on the planet suffering? So sometimes there's a need for inner silence, inner reflection, inner contemplation, but also empathy. A way of really understanding the heart of other people is to think about what it must be like to be in their shoe, to deal with what they're dealing with, to endure what they're going through, just to understand, so that there can be more humility and understanding and kindness. And these are really supreme qualities. If I can say it 1,000,000 times, to be the bigger person in every situation goes into your bank account of good karma. So I came across this really touching short film. And I thought that it shows you in one of the characters in this film, it's just 5 minutes or so, about how supreme his behavior became at the end of the film, because he understood. But it was his actions at the end that proved his royalty, his character, and his strength as a person. I hope you'll enjoy this.
Vones? Se me vones? Zire dorm. Kdo? Shkardant. Edhe mos e përsërit më, qetësi. Youre! Brahmakumaris. Chappell. Youre!
Okay, take out your napkins or your tissues. That was a tearjerker, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Santosh, stop crying. That was a tearjerker, wasn't it, everyone? But it was important for me to show tonight because when there's empathy, understanding, meaning, humility, that should be like our next normal. You know, nobody knows that everyone's going through something. Every single person is going through something. And then we come and we unload more stuff on that person. And they take it. And some people take it well and some people don't take it so well. But have you ever thought for a moment that when you are willing to be your supreme self, which is the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, that you're willing to kind of pause for a little bit before you really get on somebody else's case because they are struggling with something. And there's so many people in the world today going through such hardship, such a settling of karma, and they're trying their best to survive. They're trying their best to see it through. And then you come along and you're like, what? You know, why didn't you make my tea hot? Or, you know, why did you do that? And stuff like that. And you just get, you know, like, it just gets ugly. So I think that when we can start to see the struggles that we go through, people can see your struggles that you go through, then we will attract people's empathy and begin to maybe be kinder people. And what I loved about the teacher at the end is that when he kissed his hands, it was as if he was asking him for his forgiveness and say, I didn't know, I'm so sorry. I mean, how could he make up for all of that he gave? Every day that little kid came to school late. And why? Because he had to take his little brother to the other space because he was handicapped. So I know that was a little bit of a rough one. Okay, Miss Rue, I know you need tissues for that one, right? Does anyone have any thoughts or questions they'd like to pose now before we go into our last meditation for the night? But how many times have people attacked you and they have no idea of how much you're going through? But because you just manage, and you just wish that they would just have a little bit more kindness or understanding or give you patience. I just think that's what the world needs now for the new normal, is just more patience, more kindness. Susanna, thank you for your lovely thoughts about lovely meditation. Silence is immeasurable. Stillness is priceless. Very, very true. And yes, this is why teachers need to know their children very well. This is true, Louise. Sometimes we just don't know. Asmita, beautiful. Every word makes so much sense. I'm so glad. Mercedes, hello, Supreme. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Truth, it's a call for love. It's time for a call for love. CJ Wilson, welcome to the community. So, Dr. Madhavi, nice to have you. Nikki Dicky, lovely to have you. Had a nice talk with Louis Gossett today, and it was nice that he brought you on board into the tribe as well. I was remembering you today, funnily, when we were talking today. So thank you for your compliment, Louise. I appreciate that. Nikhil Kumar, Om Shanti, Bryn, Jermaine, Mukta, Parveen, Shobha, Aditi, Nagashri, Jennifer Scotland, Indu. So welcome for our next welcome to tonight's next normal. So are you ready? Are you ready to implement more of your Supreme Self? Are you ready to put more of your Supreme Self into practice so that things don't have to always turn out so ugly all the time? And that's why I think more prayer and meditation and contemplation will help us to be just softer. Now keep in mind, when you go in and meditate, all the gunk that you weren't addressing will start to come up. That's the law. So don't be afraid of that. That's the stuff that has to come up because that's getting in your way. So you want to always stick into it whenever you practice your meditation and you go in. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't feel so comfortable. Remember what I said, uncomfortable conversations, even with yourself, it's important. So when you go inwards with your meditation and you begin to see uncomfortable thoughts coming up, that's a good thing. It means you're really touching something that you've been missing because you were so physically active throughout the day. And when you're still, then you see everything that you are and the things that you don't want to be and the things that you want to strengthen. And you'll see parts of you that God says, since I am the Supreme Father, I want to make you supreme like me. I want to see love oozing out of you 100%. I want to see peace oozing out of you 100%. I want to see power oozing out of you 100%. You're my child. That's what Baba says. You're my child. So these qualities should be just flowing through you like the Ganges, So let's take this moment again and go inwards once more and take a breath. Breathe out. And let go of all the stuff people have done to you. All the times they didn't understand what you were going through and how much you've been courageous. I was sharing with Sister Lakshmi, for those of you who are joining me, I had a health opportunity and one of our sisters came to spend 3 weeks to make sure I was okay and healing, and it seemed like I was doing really well, after the surgery and everything, that I was up on my game. I wasn't, down and out in a really rough place. And so it was like, oh, so she's fine, we can go. I go, not because I'm using my potential and my powers, it doesn't mean I don't need you. And so many people, they tend to play the victim card to get people's attention. And I want to say that the next normal is that you don't have to be a victim to get help from people. Apply your strengths, but tell them, I still need you. I still need you. And that will be also moving the story towards a higher dimension, towards this energy of resilience and power and strength. Because if we don't have samples of strong people, when are we going to believe that we'll ever be strong ourselves? I don't see an example. I don't see an example of somebody who has exude strength and courage. So I don't have to be it. So I just want you to know that as we look at all these opportunities that we have upon us to move into this new phase that we're going in, we're supposed to be evolving now, really evolving, getting closer to the energy of God's qualities, God's expression, God's purity, God's love. That's what it means to evolve, to really become more God-like in our behavior, in our character, in the way we think about ourselves and each other. So let's go into this meditation and do our best to really begin to let go of all that negative energy that we're still holding on to. Even if we got rid of just a little, that's still a big step forward. So let's take a deep breath.
I sit quietly. My thoughts focus in the center of my forehead. I journey into my own inner world. I discover a whole world within my own being. I am the eternal being of light. And within myself, I have the capacity to choose whichever type of thought I want to create. For a few moments, I want to direct my thoughts into the consciousness of eternity, the awareness of truth. Who am I? I know that this body was created at a specific time. It has a beginning. It has a fixed lifespan. And so, at some point of time, later or sooner, the time span will run out and this body will finish. But I, the being of light, am eternal. I existed before this body was shaped, and I will continue to exist after this body finishes. I exist beyond the limits of time and space. I, the being of light, have a form that is infinitesimal, just a point. Everything contained within a point. I, the point of light, am immortal. In this awareness of eternity, of going beyond the limits of time and distance, I'm able to have a glimpse of truth. That which is reality, that which is unchangeable, that which is the constant anchor of the universe. I stay in this awareness of I, the being of light, and touch truth itself.
Great way to end the evening, isn't it? Just being a being of light. So wrapping up about the Supreme Self, when things aren't going your way or it's not going right and people are not being kind, are you willing to take the high road and be the one that can bring a kind of a virtue or a quality to the scene? That you walk away being that sort of a God self, you know? If your Father, which is the Supreme Being, is the ocean of love and the ocean of peace and the ocean of purity, then what happened to mine? You know, we all are born with the characteristics of our parents. We might not be them fully, but we inherit some of their characteristics. So where are our characteristics from the divine, from the Supreme Being? So each and every one of us have a Supreme Self that just needs to be fed. It needs to be served. It needs to be used. So whenever you're in a difficult situation, and it's a hard scene, just think for a moment, you know, what's that person going through, or why would they be distributing so much pain onto me? And then see if you can come from the high road and just try to think about what they must be feeling or what they must be going through, and go inwards, connect with the soul that you are behind your eyes. Remember that the original nature of who you really are is power, is love, is light, is peace, and then see if you can respond from that place. Sometimes you'll get it, and sometimes you'll completely forget it. But don't give up. Don't give up on at least feeding it and giving it the light that it so dutifully deserves. All right? Okay, so everybody liked the show today. Give me all of your thumbs up. Beautiful. Give me all your hearts. Give me all, what do you call, your pumpkins, your flowers, your bouquet of flowers, and all of these good things. Beautiful night, beautiful night. So thank you for joining us at our next normal, and we're really excited because the Zoom meditation documentary movie is going to be released soon, and we also have a new meditation album with Grammy winner Ricky Cage that's going to be released pretty soon. The album will be called, guess what? Om Shanti. So we're looking forward to having that being released. I think all of it will be done in the month of September. And the new music video for Om Shanti, done by Kristen Hoffman, is going to be released and premiered on September the 18th at the Shift Summit and Music Festival that I'll be hosting, the spirituality stage. There'll be some beautiful people on board. So if you'd like to sign up and get involved with the Shift Network, just go to shiftnetwork.com and look for the event between September 18th to 21 for International Day for Peace. It's the Shift Summit and Music Festival. So that's going to be on September 18th to September 21. And I think Antonia will put the link and information inside of the comments list. And we'd love for all of you to sign up now. I think there will be a special link. Hold on one second. I think we're connected to an affiliated link. So what we'll do is tomorrow we'll send you out that link so that you can use if Antonia doesn't have the right link. But just to carve out that particular time between September 18th to the 21st, we're going to have some nice programs coming up. And that's just around the corner. That's literally just around the corner. Just around the corner. So thanks for all of your love and your good wishes and calmness and purity and accommodations and strength and courage and light and beauty and beauty. Have a lovely, lovely day today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take good care. Thanks for joining the next normal.
We find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this bitter love. Tell the sweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains up on myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work and when we fight and when we march and when we speak up and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep running because the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's always the right time to celebrate women and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
That is what we need next. Action.
Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wise-ish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant.